You're listening to the LSG Sports Network, the authority on Texas high school football. Welcome to the Texas High School Football Coaches Show on Lone Star Gridiron. I'm Chris Doelle, and it's my belief that the men that make up the fraternity of Texas high school football coaches are much more than a bunch of thick-necked guys with whistles. They do so much more than teach technique and the X's and O's of football. They take young boys and change them into young men of character. They get kids to believe in themselves, to trust others, and to put others ahead of themselves. Texas high school football coaches are unique in how they impact the lives of these athletes as well as the generations those kids touch. In this show, I sit down with a different Texas high school football coach each time and learn about them. Not their record, not their on-field accomplishments, but who they are and what they believe and what it means to be part of the greatest sport in the greatest state. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Texas High School Football Coaches Show. I'm Chris Doelle, and this is Season 6, Episode 9. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a proud member of the Slot T Mafia who has held several positions around Central Texas. Yes, I will introduce you to Coach Troy Moses right after this. Hey, if you're involved in your team's fundraising, get this. I was recently introduced to Success Fund, and I was blown away by what it can do. If you're not already using Success Fund to manage your fundraising, you'll really want to check this out. SuccessFund.com. That's Success, F-U-N-D.com. It's not a specific fundraiser, no. Now, Success Fund is a platform with free tools that makes it easy to run whatever fundraiser you're already planning. Sponsorships, donations, camps, clinics, whatever it is. Success Fund makes it 10 times easier. Plus, schools use it to accept Venmo, which is otherwise not an option. Because so many thousands of fundraisers have been through their system, these guys know what works and what doesn't. And they just put out a free high school football fundraising guide. Yeah, you can go and download the guide for free at successfund.com/football. It takes 2 seconds to grab it. Again, you want to be sure to check these guys out. But at the very least, go grab this free football fundraising guide at successfund.com/football.
Want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Power Plus Mouth Guard. What is that? Well, it's a mouth guard that helps you perform better and also increases your strength, your balance, your stamina, reduces the G-forces which are found in concussions. And the way it does that is it aligns your jaw properly. So this mouthpiece not only protects you, but it's going to help you breathe better. And that's really what it comes down to. It puts your airways in a better alignment. And so that helps you breathe better. That helps you have better balance, helps you have better stamina. The more oxygen getting to your brain, the more oxygen getting to your muscles. And that's where this mouth guard can help you. So you can check them out online. Just go to powerplusmouthguard.com. All you have to do is hit / and shop, and they'll show you all the mouthpieces they have. But check them out and check out the website. Dr. Michael Hutchinson is the one who has designed this new technology, and I really do think it is very forward-thinking in helping reduce concussions, in helping you be more alert late in the game when you're going to be tired, your muscles are tired, lack of oxygen is starting to affect you. This mouth guard will help you in getting more oxygen to you. So check them out, powerplusmouthguard.com.
All right, everybody, join me in welcoming Coach Troy Moses to the show. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing just fine, and you?
I'm doing great. We got a little cool weather. It's nice. A little wet.
Yeah, we got to have boats here in Nixon to get around. There's a lot of water standing.
Oh, wow. Well, I do want to talk about Nixon, but traditionally in this show, I like to back up. I like to start at the beginning. When you, as a kid, I assume, first discovered the game of football.
Well, I'm a coach's son, so it's been since I could walk, that I've been on the sidelines on Friday nights My dad was the head football coach in Bankhead when I was young. As I moved up through, junior high years, high school years, he got the job in Orange Grove. And that's where I went to high school and played and competed. And that's also where my dad went to high school. That's his hometown. So Orange Grove's kind of where I call home. But I've been on the sideline, ever since I could walk. So football has always been a part of my life, and I don't think there was ever any question what I was going to do, what career path I was going to take.
Nice. So your playing career, was it just high school? Did you go on playing any college ball?
I played at Texas A&M Kingsville.
Okay.
I graduated high school in '94. I was not a very big specimen, I guess you could say. So when I graduated, I was actually recruited at A&M Kingsville to be a track decathlete. So I went, and my freshman year, that's all I did was I was a decathlete on the track team. Grew a little bit, got a little bigger, and then I, went to Coach Harms. He was the head coach at that time, and said, "Hey, I'd like to play football," and he gave me a preferred walk-on. And eventually I earned a scholarship, and I played football from '95 to '99.
Nice. And so was it while you were there that you started studying to become a coach?
Oh yeah, like I said, I mean, I always knew probably since junior high or early high school that I was going to go into coaching. So I always made sure I was studying and learning and just not just going through the motions. But yeah, in college I really learned a lot. I wasn't the premier player on the team, but like I said, I did get some playing time, and I made sure I learned and listened and got the basics.
Excellent. And talk about let's go stop by stop, all your coaching positions that you've held up to now.
Okay. Out of college, Coach Bob Shelton at Hayes High School hired me. I was a freshman coach there for 2 years. We learned the wishbone. We were an option team, a lot of midline, a lot of veer, a lot of outside zone, offensively, things like that. I stayed there for 2 years, and then I was hired in San Marcos by Bruce Bush, which is where I really learned and really learned to love the slot T offense. I was an assistant coach there Les Gold was on that staff, who is now the head coach at Hayes. John Hall, who's the offense coordinator at Liberty Hill. Paul Kilby, who's also at Liberty Hill. There was we had a really good staff, and I learned a lot, especially about running the slot T system. I was there for 4 years. Coach Bush retired, and I took an offense coordinator job here in Nixon. That was my first offense coordinator job back in 2005, I believe that was the year. Made the playoffs, had a little success that first year, and Coach Gold, who was with us in San Marcos, took the Lockhart job, and he recruited me over to be his offense coordinator in Lockhart. And I was the offense coordinator for him in 2006. He took the Navarro job, and I was fortunate enough to be hired as the head coach in Lockhart in 2007. 2007, 2008. 2008, we made the playoffs in Lockhart. I won the first playoff game there in, I believe it was 38 years. They hadn't won a playoff game. We beat a very, very, very good Huntsville team in the first round. By, again, I believe the slot T system had a lot to do with it. Teams don't see it very often, and when they do see it, it's hard to stop it the first time you see it. after that, I moved to Beeville. I was in Beeville for 4 years. Had some success there, and then I went to Canyon Lake, where I was the offensive coordinator. I was in Canyon Lake for 8 years. Installed the slot T system, and really had some good things rolling there. And now, last 2 years, I've been the head coach here at Nixon.
Nice. And I don't know if you remember this, but I think it was that year that y'all went to the playoffs in Lockhart after the drought. We went out there, Lone Star Gridiron went out there and did some preseason interviews with the kids, and I was paying attention to what was going on the sideline. I went back and wrote an article saying, look, this Lockhart team, everybody's sleeping on, but I think I saw something like a kid dropped a piece of paper. You immediately told him, go pick that up. And he picked it up, and I saw, look, there's something changing there. And then you told me later in the season that article was helping kind of convince those kids they could be winners.
Yeah, I do remember that. I think I remember visiting with you after the Hayes game.
Yes.
I think we lost that 21-20, or it was a close game. They scored late to take the lead. I do remember visiting with you after that game. That was a good group of kids that, hadn't really seen a lot of success through their high school careers or growing up. It just took a lot to convince them that, they could be successful and do some great things. And, and like I said, it was a great season. A lot of memorable things happened that season.
Nice. Talk to me about the slot T, because, everybody's all excited and has been for years now about the spread, but you see people who come back and pull out the slot T, and it just confuses people. Talk about why it's such a good offense.
Well, because it doesn't require you to have one outstanding athlete. Some of these spread systems, if you don't have a stud at quarterback, it's hard to be pretty good, or it's hard to be great. It truly teaches, in my philosophy, the team concept of football. Because to be good at the slot T, everybody's got to be on the same page. We're not counting on one person to make us look good, or hey, if we miss this block, it's all right. We got a stud with the ball in his hand that can make a miss. Everybody's got to be on the same page. Everybody's got to execute. And I think it helps a team with, let's say, less talent than others to control the game, control the ball, and compete at a very high level. The other thing I always say about it is, not everybody, you don't face it all the time. It's something different defenses have to look at, and they only have 3 days to get prepared for it. And that's very, very difficult to do when you're looking at spread teams every week, and you're trying to cover receivers every week and trying to defend the pass every week. Now those guys that are defending passes every single game, now they got to come up and play football. Now they got to come up and make tackles. And sometimes that's a little difficult.
When all things are equal between coaches and players and situations, what is the big difference in a winning program and a losing program? Well, I tell you, I think a big factor is the information you have available as a coach. And our sponsor, Optimum Grading, can do so much to help you have that information. They provide a comprehensive, fully customizable web application designed from a coach's perspective to analyze the players based on what the coach is teaching. By default, players are evaluated from their alignment, assignment, technique, effort, and production result. And through reports, a coach can understand where the player is exceeding and where he is struggling. But as I talked with the founder, what I discovered was what makes this system different than any other tracking system is that it is so customizable. You can decide what's important to you, and you only have to track those factors that you find important. This powerful platform integrates play data with the coach's input on every single play and ultimately allows the coach to run detailed reports to uncover how the players are performing overall and in situational football. It's really good stuff. Check it out, OptimumGrading.com. I tell you, this is a tool that will separate winners from losers.
Now they got to come up and play football. Now they got to come up and make tackles, and sometimes that's a little difficult.
I love that. I love that. Now they got to play football.
Right. Yeah.
So if you could, tell me about Nixon-Smiley. Why that position? I know you were there before. What's that situation there?
Yeah, I was here in '05, and my wife and I really enjoyed it. We enjoyed the small town atmosphere and the kids that we were '05. It's just different than if you've been in a big school situation. Any coach that's experienced both of them, they'll tell you, small schools a lot slower pace. It's a lot. I mean, like I said, you get to know every single kid in the high school, and it becomes more of a family. The kids here in Nixon are amazing. They're going to fight. They just want somebody to believe in them, and they're going to work their tails off to give you everything they got. And it's been the same since I've been here. One of the key factors of this movement is my son was going to be in high school, and that moving to a small school gives him the opportunity to have lots of experiences that he probably wouldn't get at a bigger school. He plays football, basketball, baseball, track. He does it all. So that was a big factor of moving to a smaller school too. But like I said, the kids have been amazing, and just like I was here in '05, the kids work hard, and that's all you can ask for, and we're starting to see some success.
Nice. And you've been coaching long enough now that there are kids you've coached who have gone on and become adults and have families. Talk about some of those relationships that you've created. Oh,
yeah. I've actually hired several of them to be assistant coaches that have gone into the coaching profession and be assistant coaches for me. Because when I coach, no matter what those years in the Lockhart, we held those kids to a high standard, and we didn't back down. We had some tough moments that they wanted to buck the system, but we stuck our ground. And when you see those kids, when they become adults, they always say, "Coach, man, we appreciate what you did and holding us to a higher standard, and it's going to pay off eventually in life."
Yeah, and this game, you and I love it. All the people who are in it love it, but it's under attack from a lot of outside sources. If you could kind of boil down why it's important to keep this game.
Yeah, it's the one place left in our educational system, I believe, that teaches discipline, structure, team unity, team bonding. You're not getting those kind of things from the classroom anymore, like we did back maybe when I was in school or you were in school. It's the one place left, and I'm not just going to say football. I think it's high school athletic, period. It's the one place left where we're teaching those lifelong lessons that the kids are going to need when they become adults. Because as you know it, and I know it, life's tough. It's not. One of my favorite lines is from the movie Rocky. Life's not always rainbows and sunshines. You're going to have tough times, and I think the game of football teaches you how to overcome those things, because just within a 48-minute game, you're going to have highs and lows, and you've got to keep your head up. You got to keep keep working to overcome those low points.
Nice. And what advice would you give somebody who's considering getting into the coaching profession? You know, things they could maybe shortcut their learning curve.
You know, just be committed. Today's society, everything's handed to you, or it's like a 30-minute sitcom. You have a problem and in 30 minutes it's solved. Well, that's not how things go. The coaching profession is tough at times, but I think it's more rewarding than probably any profession out there. Over the long run. But what the young people that we're getting into the profession right now, that what they're having a tough time understanding is the commitment level, that how much time we actually spend coaching and teaching. That it's not a 9-to-5 job. You're not going to be home at 5 o'clock every day, or you're going to have to work. You're going to put in a lot of hours, and that's just something I don't think the young people understand coming into the profession right now, is how much time is actually involved in it. And you got to love it. If it's just something that you want to do, it's going to be hard for you. But you got to love it because you're going to spend a lot of time away from the house. You're going to spend a lot of time away from your family if you want to be successful at it.
Excellent. And another theme that I hear on this show, episode after episode, season after season, is same thing you did. While you're explaining all your stops, you're talking about other coaches that you worked with. Talk about those relationships that you have with coaches all over the state now.
Oh, yeah. Those guys are my friends, my best friends, we got to say, the slot team mafia, sometimes it's a joke, but it's really, we're a tight-knit bunch of coaches within the slot team system. We try to get together once a year at some place, some weekend we'll spend, and we'll just talk slot team football, the whole weekend. But like I said, it's a fraternity that grows every year. Every year we hire new coaches, and it seems like a coach here or a coach there will buy into the system, and you got a new fraternity member out of it. But yeah, it's fun. That's probably one of the things about the job or my life or my career that I've enjoyed the most, is creating those bonds and those friendships across the state.
I love it. Well, next time you have one of those meetings, maybe I can be an affiliate member, associate member for the day or something.
Yeah. We'll have to
love that.
Secret handshake.
Right. Well, cool. Coach Troy Moses, gosh, I want to thank you so much for sitting down with me and sharing some of your history, your insight, your inspiration.
All right. No problem. I appreciate what y'all do. Like I said, I remember you guys from many years ago in Lockhart, and hopefully you guys can come out and see a Nixon-Smiley game this year.
We'll make it happen.
All right. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Hey, coaches, before I let you go, I want to talk to you about something I came across called Team Nation. Now, these guys are not advertisers on the show. I just want to share this information with you because it's so cool. It's an app that you use in your program, and this app instantly turns your playbook into a mobile game for your players. I mean, it's crazy. I think it's a real game changer in how you can not only teach your team the playbook, but you know exactly who knows it and who doesn't and how well they know it. And no, it's not a ton of work where you've got to put in all your plays. It syncs up with Huddle. So you can quiz them on what they're seeing, what they're looking, watching a video. It's stuff kids like to do, right? I mean, they spend all their times on their phone. It's got to be the fastest way to teach the playbook. This uses flashcards. This uses quizzes and games to gamify the whole thing. And the thing I thought was the coolest was it's got a leaderboard. So you get them competing against each other so you can see instantly who knows what, and they can see it, and they can work to improve and to move up that leaderboard. It's pretty cool stuff. It's Team Nation. Like I said, I'm going to try to be working with them, try to get some more information about how you can get involved with these guys. I really can't stress enough how exciting this seems to be, how much of a game changer it looks like it is. Like I said, I'll put a link in the show notes here just so you can do it. Yes, I would love for them to come advertise with me. So if you're listening, Team Nation, please come advertise. But I think right now it's more important to get this out to you coaches because it's a great tool. Until next time, I'm Chris Daly, and we'll see you at the game.